this ka pressure, kuna kwa tu na pressure. Unaona beshte yako amebaya pato, I don't know, kuna kwa tu na pressure fulani. Unaona tu msee your age mate amebaya apartment, amebaya B&Bs, amebaya gari. Unajiuliza rada ni gani? Kwani mimi sifanyi nini?
Pressure, unaanza kusikia ni kama kwenye huko unafinywa kwa hiyo kitu umekalia unadungwa unasikia mimi ni kama nilekelewa kwa pana Mungu hii mwaka tu ameamua nikae juu ya mawe tu ni kuchoma tu. So nowadays everyone wants to be successful, and the success I'm talking about is the money success. Nani hataki ganji? Kila mtu anataka kusikia mifuko zake zimejaa bana. But by the end of this video you're going to figure out why some people don't have money and others have a lot of money. We're going to dive into a few things about the mentality, the mental state, the ideas, and
tutafinya computer. Tunafinya computer, dola unaweka kwa mfuko.
The things in this video are going to help you navigate life, have good relationships, na pia hapo hivyo mwisho lazima ikusaidie kumake ganji msee.
Hapana, I'm not complaining, but you really need to have a real conversation here. Nyi watu mko 22, 23, mnatoa pesa kununua gari sahi? Mnatupea pressure for real. Hebu mtuambie. What in the 20s is actually going on? Nyi millennials mlikuwa 20 years old wananunua magari. I'm not talking about 25. I'm talking about 21, 23, 24. Mlikuwa na hiyo pressure. You know, there's actually a time a guy mentioned something. He was millennial and he said, you know, watu wa squeezy, they forget to live their own age. They are too focused on being successful at an early age. They forget to live their own age. And for some reason, mimi ilinihaunt because this
she's moving quick. Kitu ya kwanza anauliza, how are young people able to buy vehicles? Mnatoa wapi magari? First of all, gari si kitu expensive. The expensive part of a vehicle is maintenance. Na kama hujajipanga on maintenance, kupata gari unaweza pata, but utajingisha kwa shimo ingine tricky sana. So most young people wamerealize gari zenye wanadai zina range between 300k to a million shillings. I mean, hiyo ni kitu rahisi. Hiyo ni kitu ukijituma tu you can actually get it. Like acha tuende na low end. On the low end unaweza pata magari kadhaa na 300k. I mean, tukiingia hapa hivi jiji saa hii tunaweza pata gari mzuri zina range between 300k, ikienda sana maybe hapo hivyo ka 450. Gari yenye inaweza kutoa from place A to place B, gari yenye inaweza kusaidia kuwa kunywa, gari yenye unaweza pimp, gari yenye unaweza enda nayo on the long run uko unaambia watu msee, hii gari ni legend. Kitu yenye unaweza input your creativity in it. Hizo ndio gari zenye watu wana invest in saa hii. On the other side kuna watu wana go overboard. Ma forex traders. Acha nisiende hiyo side. But kitu ingine yenye udem ameongelelea, it's something that is very critical. Ati live your age. What do you mean live your age? In this reality that we are living in, the moment ume tap into the awareness, una realize everything is based on money. Most young people, juu venye tuko exposed na internet, we realize that money is the one thing that runs the world. You can lack education, you can have poor communication skills, but if you have money, all those doors open. Mtu ataki kujua uko na education qualifications gani, uko na sijui goddamn, money is just everything. So acting your age is something that is very weird. Na naweza taka tu explain zaidi before ni pinpoint Kenyan nilisikia akisema kwa hii video nilifanya nikakuwa perturbed.
This ka pressure, kuna kwa tu na pressure. Unaona beshte yako amebaya pato, I don't know, kuna kwa tu na pressure fulani. Unaona tu msee your age mate amebaya apartment, amebaya B&Bs, amebaya gari. Unajiuliza rada ni gani? Kwani mimi sifanyi nini? You get, I don't know if you guys have ever been there. You're stuck in the middle of trying to be successful at an early age and living your age. Because most of us nowadays tunasahau kuishi na pesi yetu. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but how the hell are we supposed to balance success and living our own ages? Because, you know, sometimes we work so hard and we forget we are too focused on what we haven't done. Like unapata, you're constantly thinking of manze, I should have done this, manze ningekuwa hapa by now. Comparison iko by the pressure iko. We tell each other, oh, pressure ufekwa na pressure, but for some way inakujanga tu, inakupatanga. Kuna venye tu inakupatanga, tuonge tu ukweli. Kuna venye tu hiyo pressure inakujanga, unaipata, unajianza kujiuliza maswali, you start comparing yourself. I don't know, how do you guys do it? Mkipata hiyo pressure mnafanyanga nini? And for those guys who've been successful at an early age, how do you balance success and, you know, just living your age? You know, just...
Ipati ya living your age, mina ichukulia ka cap out. Kwa sababu, what do you mean living your age? We have already established that money is the one thing that runs the world. So, if my passion can actually get me to where I want to be, inipate hizo financial independence, where does age come in kwa hiyo story yote? Ama ukisema living your age, do you mean that when you are young all you need to do is ushereke, enjoy life? That doesn't really make sense to most young people, because you understand that for you to have fun in the environment that you are living in, you actually need money. So you'd rather input your early years zenye unajua hizi ndio time zenye unaweza create kitu and reap the benefits when you are a little bit older. Tuseme ametaja watu wenye wako hapo hivyo 23, 24, 25. Au wasema maybe wamejiambia atapiga shughuli yake for the next 10 years. By the time ako 35, now he will start living his age. Nanpata kweli?
You know, living, I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Comment your thoughts and your experiences in the comment section. Ndo watu wajue, si wao solo. Mimi kwanza nijue si mi solo napatanga hii pressure.
The other thing ameongelelea, sasa inatuleta in the midst of our conversation in this monologue podcast today. History ya pressure. Pressure ni kitu moja, inapatanga kila mtu. Hadi mimi in the past few days, nimepata pressure mara kadhaa. Ukishanga mbona siko na post, nijua nilikuwa under a lot of pressure and I needed to work around that pressure. Ndio nisiwapatie energy zingine funny when I come to this podcast. So, pressure inatoka from very different, ama a certain ideology. And this ideology, I call it the way we understand reality. If you ask most people, they are going to tell you that reality is reality too. But if you have investigated reality, you understand that there is subjective reality, there is objective reality, and there is the reality that is. What do I mean? Kuna is subjective reality. Subjective reality iko dependent on the way you feel, the way you do your own things. Like, it's all based on you individually as a person with your personality and your character traits. So that is subjective. Then there is the objective reality. Objective reality ni kitu inakaa kama hizo vitu zenye anasema. You realize you need something to exist in this, acha tuite matrix. So as an objective, you create a goal. Unasema goal yangu sa ni ku move towards this thing, and you actually move towards that thing. Other than that, the objective reality is also created by things like numbers, ama tutazita symbols. Vitu zina symbolize kitu. Na hizi vitu zina symbolize kitu ndio zina create this objective reality, which later comes to influence your subjective reality. Kwa sababu ukiangalia nje, uangalie hiyo the objective reality yenye unaona na mse, maybe numbers zenye ako nazo in terms of bank account, in terms of maybe gari yenye anaendesha like the video you've just watched, in terms of the way they express ama they portray their life on social media. Hizo zote ni objective realities. So ukizichukua uziangalie, zinaanza kuinfluence your subjective reality ama zina kuinfluence. And by doing this, you start getting that thing she's talking about of pressure. Unaanza kusikia ni kama kwenye huko unafinywa kwa hiyo kitu umekalia unadungwa unasikia mi ni kama nilekelewa kwa pana Mungu. Hii mwaka tu ameamua nikae juu ya mawe tu ni kuchoma tu, zinashika paranoia ndo hiyo God damn it bro. Hizi vitu zote ziko nje but zina kuinfluence wewe subjectively. Then there's this other reality yenye ni reality itself. Reality itself is like nothing. If you just take a step back, remove all those objective ideas that we know, reality is just an existence of something. Kitu yenye huwezi explain. It is just like asking yourself, what is life? Most people cannot really explain the origin of life. Watakupatia tu answers as to why life exists, things that support life. But kwa hiyo part ya origin, hakuna theory inaweza explain origin ya life ilitoka wapi. Hata kwa creation haiwezi explain origin ya life. Juu utauliza sasa huyo mwenye anako create yeye ametoka wapi, life yake ilitoka wapi So there's this thing, ama there's this anonymity about the reality that is actually real. It is just like being. Ni kama ujiulize, if you start breathing, like when is the first day you start breathing? Huwezi kumbuka. Breath tu ilikam. If you ask yourself, when is the first time you started seeing things? You can't remember. You just saw things. And these things started being labeled. And the way they were labeled is the way you referred to them. And according to how people interacted with them in the reality, ama in the life that you are living, determined your level of success, ama determined your level of matrix. Yenye like ile matrix ya kupima, like ina determine utajipimanishaje na watu just based on the information around you. So even though venye hiyo shughuli yote iko, there's this other part yenye nilikuwa nataka ku-highlight. Hii part ya
I don't know, how do you guys do it? Mkipata hiyo pressure mnafanyanga nini? And for those guys who've been successful at an early age, how do you balance success and just living your age? Just
the only way you can get out of that pressure. Juu ameuliza hapo hivyo swali serious sana. How do you get out of that pressure? You get out of that pressure by understanding that kwenye huko kuna place kwenye the life that you are living in, somebody else wants to live like you. Unajua inaweza kuwa ina sound ni kama unaweza kuwa unaona maybe life yako hakuna mtu anataka kuishi kama mimi. Let's think about it. Let's do a quick mental initango aje kutingisha god damn, hizo nini nafanya. Haya, ukiangalia most people that have money, they want to live in rural god damn, wanataka kuishi mashambani. They want to live in rural areas. Wanataka kuishi huko hivyo Moshadha. Haya, if you look at people in that environment, kwa tunaweza sema ni Ocha, they want to come into cities. So both of these two groups want to interchange their lives but maintain what they regard to as a good existence. Sindio? Ama mmoja wao anataka kutupilia existence yake and on this other side, but mwenye shafika at the top, they want this other thing that the other person kwa shamba ako nayo. So where am I going with this whole ideology? The moment you understand that place yenye huko kuna mtu mwingine pia anataka kukua hapo, you start being grateful. You start comparing yourself to people, not in a bad way such that you feel you are left behind, but you start comparing. Inaweza kwa pia ni influence mbaya, but compare yourself to people who are higher than you, then look back to where you are from and where you are now. Itakupatia a very good scope ya the trajectory of your life. Kama umekuwa kideteriorate in the past life up to now, then that means something is wrong and you need to change a few things apakule. Other than that, even though when I think most people actually get successful. How? By understanding these forms of realities. You understand the objective reality, the subjective reality, and reality itself. Objective reality, unajua mbona unajituma ukienda kutafuta vitu fulani zenye unataka. Objective reality ni shughuli kama you should pay your rent, you should pay for your internet, you should pay for your car, vitu kaa hizo ni vitu objective. Subjective ni you should realize that you are the only one who can give yourself satisfaction. You are the only one who can give yourself peace of mind. Hakuna mtu atakuletea peace of mind akupatie. Hakuna mtu atakuletea happiness akupatie. It can only come from within. And there have already been studies that have proven that you can actually feel these things before they become objective. Juu mtu anaweza sema ukiona mtu akicheka, that person might be in joy. So in the objective world ushaangalia ukakuwa like huyo mtu ako joyful, but deep down in that person hiyo joy janzia hapo. It started from somewhere, unacheki, and that somewhere is within that person. And I'm going to illustrate it to you like this, but I've already done it on this channel a couple of times. But think about it like this. If you close your eyes and just imagine ukikula machungwa. Sahi tuko season ya maembe. Imagine umeshika hiyo maembe dodo, unaiuma. The taste, the sugary taste in your mouth, the wateriness venye ina drip. Just think about all that. Close your eyes and think about a ripe mango, color yellow, achana na ya green, the yellow one. Imagine yourself kupiga hiyo bite. Utarealize all of a sudden you have started salivating, like mate itaanza kuja kwa mdomo na ujui mbona. That is to show that before unaona hadi mimi na meza mate. That is to show that before something comes into the objective world, it starts from the subjective world, the world inside you. If you really want to be rich, you have to do it like that. Yes, put in the work in the objective world, but also feel that thing. Don't feel the pressure. Pressure ni motivation. I mean, pressure builds diamonds. So pressure ni motivation. At the end of the day, if you see mtu uone umse make it, sasa we jua hata yako kaa hiyo na come and feel that thing. Hiyo life yenye unaona mse akiishi, feel yourself living that life. Now jitume in life. Then all of a sudden you're going to be successful. Other than that, YouTube thinks you might be interested in the video on your screen at the moment. Click on that video. I'm waiting to see you on the next one.